Welcome to another episode of Chicken and Chitlins with Kaz, Milk, and our guest on here, Stomp. Where you at, Stomp?
Big Stomp.
Where
Supper.
you at, Stomp?
I'm in Maryland.
Eating chicken.
Hey, yeah.
What do you say, Maryland?
Yeah, I'm in Maryland. Yeah,
What do you
heard
say,
that.
Maryland?
Maryland. Maryland.
Yeah. So
Merlin.
there was supposed to be another guest, Dom. She's a truck driver, and we were trying to add a female point of view and touch some of the topics, which we'll probably either find another female or a day that she's available. She was driving all night last night, so she thought this was going to be. Yeah, actually, she thought we were filming yesterday, but I'm on a cruise and I'm in the port right now, so that it was for me to be on the ship. So today is when we dock. So this episode today is about truck drivers, the lifestyle, things we run into in these trucks. I think the first thing we wanted to touch on was the
Before you go too deep into it, I think a lot of folks think that this podcast, when me and you created it, they think it's just a motorcycle podcast.
oh yeah, no, it's a variety of different things. We got lifestyles outside of and careers outside of the motorcycle stuff. So we wanted to be able to touch on everything, what we do for a living, how we ended up in it, and then as we touch on other topics, all about having fun.
Yeah, yeah.
And let me speaking of fun, I guess let me how's your eye doing? I expected
It's
you to be in an eye patch.
no, I took it off. I took it off.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys can tell when I turn, it turns. You see it?
Hmm.
You tell?
yep. I had an eye patch for you, but hold on.
Oh no, we didn't. Hold on. No, you didn't.
You may. Hey, I
No,
had
I
to
didn't.
come
I
in.
didn't have an eye patch. I didn't. I went looking for an eye patch and I couldn't find an eye patch.
Oh
But
my
I thought this was just so appropriate for the cruise. Then when I put it on, a lot of people was like, "Oh, you're ready for Mexico," and then I thought this kind of gave me that in living color vibe. Hey, we were what movie are we reviewing
man
today?
on film. Give it two
Men
slaps. Give his
Men
eyes
on
to
film.
one and a you blind boy.
Hey, you could have
Yeah.
you could have made one.
Yes, there we go. There we go.
Hey,
All right, hold
hey,
on. Y'all hold that thought. Hold on.
Oh man.
make me feel. Now we can do it. We can do
He finna go put his actual patch on.
it.
Yeah. Put his actual patch on.
On the subject, I'll be right there.
You on the water still, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
hmm Yeah, look.
Oh, must be nice.
Yes, sir.
That's your
Y'all
room?
got me on this one. My eye patch is downstairs.
Yeah.
Y'all got me on this one. My eye patch is downstairs.
Yeah. But hey, I had to come in feeling bluish. Had to bring everything blue rag, blue ball. I even got the blue light. You haven't seen a blue accent. I had to come in feeling bluish. Yeah.
It's a beautiful day.
You know,
Everything was
when I started cruising, they gave me a blue card, but
better.
All right, so let's go ahead and kick things off.
oh, while we're official, I got you one of these, Kaz, when I get back. This is the official chicken and chitlins hat. You see that metal.
That part. We got 2 more episodes before.
Yeah,
So go ahead and start before people figure out where we are.
I'll have it
Chitlins.
for you when I get back.
I
I'll
love
have
it.
you one when I get back.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So what's the topics we got today?
Uh, just the life in the truck, lifestyle of a truck, driving a semi, and then some of the things that we've experienced or we see out there on the road. You know, I had got that off my chest the other day when I was drivers that come on the freeway and don't speed up and ride right with you. And they know we're coming, like we're supposed to stop or slow down, let off the gas, and let them in when the trucks don't accelerate as quick as a car.
Right. You
Yeah,
know what I'd like to touch on, guys. You know, I'm just the narrator in this today. This is more y'all specialty.
yeah,
But that trucker in North Carolina that got harassed at that dump field, that landfill.
yeah.
Let's talk about that.
You heard about that, Storm?
Oh yeah, that's typical though, man. That's still going on. That's not just there. It's everywhere. That shit going on
What do
everywhere.
you mean
But
it's typical?
that's normal. That's normal life. I mean, that shit goes on. It just them type of situations. They know what driver to pick to pull that shit on, what driver not to pick. So but that's normal. That's normal life out here. You go to some of these little weird little country bunking towns and you get that type of treatment. That's still going on right now.
So you've experienced that.
I
You've
mean,
experienced that.
I'm a big dude. They tend to look at. They try it until they get the little attitude. But yeah, I have one time down in Florida, I experienced that, and one time in Tennessee at this truck stop called White's Truck Stop. That's funny too. The truck stop is White, but it's on I-40. The I-40 truck stop in Tennessee.
And
Yep.
what happened if you could touch on it a little bit?
I pulled up there to get some food, and they stopped me at the door, told me I wasn't welcome. A waitress stopped me, told me I wasn't welcome there, but she would take my order. She did and gave me my food. I got on, but yeah, that's typical, man. I mean, that's nothing new.
Now let me ask you this: let me ask you this: were you that hungry? The fact that instead of saying "f y'all," you still because the fact if I wasn't welcome, I don't even want you touching my food. But
Yeah, that's a catch-22 though. It's kind of like, yeah, you could. I don't want you touching it because you might do something and I can't see you make it. But on the other side of it is like I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat it just because I can't. You're telling me I can't eat it, so I'm gonna eat it anyway.
Bingo.
yeah,
My
that's hard.
mentality was like, I'm gonna still order this
Yeah,
food because I'm not scared of none of y'all. But the waitress did tell me
yeah,
she will make sure my food wouldn't get tampered with. But it didn't matter with me. Is the point here is like you telling me I can't do it, I'm going to do it. So hey, I did it.
yeah. Even if I didn't eat it, I'd buy it just to take it and throw it away somewhere else. But you're not gonna get the satisfaction of running me off.
Now,
Yeah.
obviously, that gentleman that it happened to, if you broke down the actual scenario, and this to both of y'all, you know, he got there early at 6 in the morning. They said he got there too early. Uh, I guess one of the workers was like, "Go ahead and jump in line." Then they said he should have not been in that part of the line. Then it made him go all the way back to the end of the line. It's almost like your restaurant situation. Do you feel like he should have just went, you know what, man, I'm out of here, or he needed to finish his job?
Well,
It
if
looked
you
like a
got
flatbed, so it looked like something that you. Go ahead, Stom.
no, it was a dump trailer. It was a dump trailer. It was a dump trailer.
Right. But do you feel that again, like the restaurant situation, that he should have been like? I mean, it just seemed like it was a lose lose, and watching him record, knowing that they done took off on him, accused him of stealing the phone, flipped his truck. You had the off duty sheriff who worked there too. If I'm getting the story right.
I've been home calling for family. This
Do
is
you,
your just to be welcome you on board the beautiful carnival.
can you tell him to bring it down
The
a little bit?
carnival cruise line, the most fun cruise line in the world,
He does.
dedicated to the safety of our guests and crew. Please pay attention to the safety information notice and
Oh, that's on the speaker.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. This is the whole ship. They're saying this to the whole ship.
Oh, I thought it was a cat named Manuel. Hey, is that my name on that hat, twin?
Oh no, Galeros. It looks like Guillermo, but yeah, it's Galeros.
I got emotional for a second.
Yeah,
Um, there's no way to turn that down or nothing, huh?
it's the whole ship.
So, at what point do you not say the abuse ain't worth it?
You still got to deliver. Who's. I mean, you can call your dispatch and see if it's something that you could leave with,
Mhm.
but I mean, definitely is it something that we got to bring back? Have another driver deliver it? Like, am I? But he was dropping off. It sounds like
Yes, yes.
you
Well,
know. So
how long to the point? I mean, the fact that they was able to snatch him out his truck, accuse him, flip his truck. At what point did he not have time? And I'm just being devil's advocate because, I hope their kids end up,
I didn't see the whole thing. I saw the video of him recording. So if he flipped the truck or they did any of the other stuff, I didn't see all that.
They said they flipped the truck, which it wasn't on video. But at what point do you, like you said, do you just not? But thinking about what Stomp said, you guys have all experienced. I'll tell you a situation when I was on tour, and obviously I'm not a trucker. I was on tour, Bone Thugs and Harmony, and we stopped in Orange, Texas, which is a sundown town. I know you want to touch on that.
Yeah,
And
sundown towns.
and I got out, and because I'm a little more fair skinned, twin, we got hats on, we look like part of them. And I walked in and I said, "Can I get 75 on the gas pump?" And y'all gotta excuse that noise in the back. Twins on
Close
the
that. Close that shit. Is that better?
yeah. Um, and I said 75 on whatever, and I remember the guy he looked out at the gas pump, and Big Ice, rest in peace, Crazo, rest in peace. I think that was it. And he said, "Go down the street." And I'm like, "Go down the street to get the gas?" I didn't understand. I said, "No, 75." He goes, "Go down the street. Go down the road." And it wasn't until I realized I watched him reach for his gun, his gauge that was on the thing. Oh, no, we just, without him saying the N word, he just said the N word, "Get up out of here." We went to the next town, and it was a black gas station worker, and he said, "Let me guess, you were just at Springster gas station in Orange, Texas?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "He didn't get y'all gas, did he?" I said, "No." Have y'all experienced that when y'all have gone to truck stops?
No, not really, because they still about that money. I mean, they act like that, but they still take your money. But back to that dude, that trucker that got jumped. Actually, it was a win-win for him because first of all, he didn't leave. He stood his ground, and he got it out there on the internet. So that's a win-win. And then I think third, I don't think they pushed it. I think they pushed his dump trailer over, not the truck.
Yes, yes, you're
Yeah,
right. You're right.
yeah,
You're right. But is it worth it? Stop.
yeah. It's worth
Is
it.
it?
It's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it. You got to stand your
Well,
ground because if you keep running, they're gonna keep pushing, and that's the damn
agreed.
problem.
And from my understanding, that place is. We don't know. And actually, before I edit this, I'll make sure I pull some clips in it. I heard that dump spot is doing real bad. Because they tried to say these people didn't work for us and this person this. They trying to pass the blame. And the news media are gonna always try to clean it up when the skin tone is a little different.
Right.
And
Most people can't see on here. Stomp's not no little dude. So I think some of it also is people talk shit or will say things, and then when you get out of the truck, there's like, oh, and even like even being a big ass truck when whoever's behind that door, especially well, I drove one like his. Those hoods, lingo called the hoods, the long nose semis. A lot of those drivers that drive them trucks sit on the floor. They don't lift their seat up. So like those conventional trucks, the ones you really pretty much just see all the time, you'll see drivers got those air rides and they sit pretty high in the truck. So when you see that driver, you know he's pretty much all. Some of them drivers sit on the floor, so really all you see is this across
Right.
until they open that door and you see how big they are or how tall they are. You don't know who you dealing with.
Now,
So
what are the differences? And both of you guys can answer this. Let's say Midland, Texas to Milwaukee. What's the difference of the atmosphere when you get to those different states?
Midland, Texas, that's I don't think I've never dropped anything in Midland. I've dropped off at a few places in Texas, but
Well, let's just say South Texas. Let's
oh, just any little city, any little smaller town versus a big metropolis like Milwaukee. I think that you're going to get less racism in Milwaukee than you are in Texas.
But how do you experience the races compared to, like I said, Texas to Milwaukee or Texas to, Detroit? What's the difference you're going to experience? Uh, you know, how they react to you.
You, you know, I'm gonna say this because like I said, I've been out here a long time, and again, I'm gonna say this again. People, it depends on how you carry yourself, how these people treat you. Because I mean, I don't been in situations where I know these people are flat out racist, but the way I carry myself, maybe the way I look, never tried nothing. I mean, they act totally different than they would. They treat me different than they would the next brother that come in there that might not be so, like me. I'm very vocal, and I don't back down easy. So sometimes you go in these little towns, they tend to treat you a little bit different. And I don't know if Milk ever experienced that, but I done been through some hick towns and really never had a problem except actually one time. One time I was on my way. I had to go to Jessup, Mississippi. Back in the day, the Grand Poobah of the Ku Klux Klan, that was his town. And they used to burn crosses in that town. And I remember I had to run them back roads. I had a driver asking me, a white driver, which way was I going. I told him. He said I wouldn't go that way. I'm like, why? And he told me why. But I went that way, and I seen what he was talking about. But it's not like that anymore. That was back in the day. Jessup, Mississippi. Anybody that know about Jessup, they know that town wasn't no joke back in the day. But yeah, but really, like racism on the
And just
road.
to stand corrected, you meant, and just real quick to stand corrected, you meant the Grand Dragon, not Grand
The
Poobah.
Grand Dragon, yeah, the Grand Dragon. What I say, the Grand Poobah,
That remind me of Happy Days.
He meant Grand Poobah.
Grand Poobah, what I wanted to say.
But
But yeah,
now, um, before we move on to the next topic, when is the pay worth it? When is the pay worth? When is the pay not worth it?
When you work for a company that underpays you, because if you're an owner operator, and even owner operators, some of that money fluctuates. But I mean, some of these lows, if you're getting paid what you think is worth it, there's no monetary. You can't. I couldn't put a number on it because it just depends on how I'm living. That I could say that $4,000 load is worth it versus the $800 load.
Give me an experience of a load that just wasn't worth it. Both you guys.
Walmart.
shit,
Really?
every load I put on my trailer ain't worth it because I don't feel like doing it. No, no,
No, you
no.
know, with me, the funny thing is, I got banned from Walmart, and it's crazy. This story is because so the brother that I pull for, we run a lot of just strawberry berry loads to Walmart, which come to find out they actually did me a favor. They take so long to unload. You're guaranteed to sit there 4 to 6 hours to get unloaded. I'm at Costco, hour if the tops, but usually as soon as you get in there, 30 minutes in and out. And I don't know what they're doing that Walmart's not, but anyways, I get there, my truck's not starting, hadn't started. So that morning when I left the truck stop, started up, I thought, okay, cool, I'm good. I'll go get it looked at when I leave. So at this specific shafter, the Walmart and shafter, they tell you you need to turn your vehicle off when you're checking in. A lot of I hadn't had been to any other Walmart that makes you turn your truck off to check in, because when you pull in and back to a door, you leave your truck running. For the people that don't have AP units, they leave their truck running to run their air and their power. So I told the dude, I said my truck might not start. I'm having battery issues. He said, "Oh well, you got to turn it off anyways." So I turned it off. I check in. Sure enough, truck don't start. Now this is a black dude I'm talking to, and I never raised my voice. And I'm pulling for somebody else. This isn't even mine. It's not my personal load. So it's not like it's my money to throw away. So I'm respectful. So as I tell him I can't start the truck, I asked him if they had a jump box. No. So I'm on the phone with TA trying to get a roadside assistance. As I'm talking to him, this little Mexican lady or Asian lady walks up, and then she like, "What's the problem?" Well, it wasn't no problem. It was my truck wouldn't start. But as he tells her, yeah, his truck won't start. She says something slick like, "Well, you should take better care of your truck, or you shouldn't have brought this here if you knew your truck wasn't running." And I said, "Well, it started when I left the truck stop this morning. I didn't. I told him it might not start, and I would get it looked at after this. But why are you even talking to me? Like I'm talking to him, and he's taking care of it. You coming over here interjecting your opinion or voicing your displeasure? Like go somewhere with that." I didn't cuss her out. I didn't call her out of her name. I didn't say anything to her. She turns to old boy and says, "Just reject the load." So she thought she was hurting my pockets because by making me leave with that load, now I'm on the hook for all that. I got to dump the berries or try and sell the berries to recoup the money, but or I'm going to have to file an insurance claim to pay who shipped him. So in turn, I call my guy. He gets another truck to come pull up, and he takes the load in, and I'm done. So the funny thing about that story is that happened September of last year. My truck had broke down in January. I was out of my truck for 5 months. First day I'm back, I go to Walmart for about 2 weeks, maybe a little more over that. I'm dropping off, no problems.
Right.
The black dude shows up one day, and I was like, I wonder if that's the black dude that I dealt with.
Same
And
spot. Same spot.
hey, this dude walks in, "What's up?" Checks me in. When I go to get back to drop the paperwork in the back, they said, "Yeah, you're not supposed to be here." I mean, he just checked me in. He's like, "I know," but he called back here and said that he didn't know if you were supposed to. He knew, but for him to not, he could have told me right there when he walked by and saw me, "Hey, you're not supposed to be here," or "I don't think you know," and then reject me right there. Don't pass me on to the others. So I called corporate and all the management and tried to plead my case. Like, this is like I've been coming for the last 2 weeks, no problems. Why would he do that? You intimidated him. Are you serious? I ain't say nothing negative to that dude or nothing. And his average size dude. It's not like this little bitty dude, but obviously he's a mark. So for him to tell them like I'm intimidated or scared, I can understand if I said something slick to him or not, but I didn't. So anyways, I don't deliver there anymore. I deliver to Costco. So honestly, yeah, I was upset at first, but after I've been delivering to Costco, man, honestly, I look at it as a favor now. I don't care about delivering to Walmarts. They're horrible when it comes to checking in their loads and stuff.
And the company supported you. They weren't like, "Oh man, you messing with our money," because you.
No, they support because he got other drivers that I think Walmart thought they were hurting me by rejecting it, sticking me with the load. No, you're not messing my money up. They just called another driver and had him bring it in, and they still deliver to that company. They still deliver to that place
And what about you?
every day, if not every other day. He's got multiple drivers that go drop there, so I'm not missing nothing.
What about you, Stump? When was the money just not worth it?
Shit. After COVID,
Oh,
after
the money got
COVID.
that bad?
I mean, it was better during COVID, but see, I've been doing this. I do seafood, so back in the day, they used to give us 15 to 16,000 to run these loads from the East Coast to the West and West to the back. but now it's down. We getting 10 and 11 to go east, and like 95 to come. No, we getting 95 to come east and 10, 11 to go back west. So yeah, the money's down. It's almost like a $7,000-8,000 pay cut, but I mean it's trucking. It is what it is.
Take the good with the bad. Now, speaking of the good and the bad, the incident of the guy that did the U-turn. I'm real confused because I finally watched the video before we jumped on. I watched it this morning. How did he not see what he was about to do? The gentleman that and the family died when he did that U-turn, where he killed some people.
Some of these drivers don't pay attention. You know, and some of them just think because they're in a big truck, it's like fuck you. Like you hit me if you know. There's a lot of things about truck driving that baffles me when it comes to drivers. When some of the bonehead incidents they do, and I'm thinking, you didn't feel the truck. Like what? Why would you keep driving? How did you not feel your trailer come apart, or you lose your whole rear axle, torn off the trailer? You didn't feel that,
Now,
or
what actually happened? All I saw was him looking. It was him and his partner. Looked like an Indian guy, and he was on a freeway or a highway, and he just did a U-turn.
He was on the turnpike,
yeah.
Okay.
and he turned from the slow lane and went right across the fast lane to drive it to go in the median to turn back around and go in the other to go back the opposite direction, which is illegal. All he had to do was drive another 6 miles to exit, get off, then come back. But you know, Brother Milk said drivers. I'm gonna call it what it is. It's them woohoo them Punjabis. They done messed up the trucking game so bad out here, and a lot of this stuff is going on is because of them. And I really hate to point the finger like that, but that's what it is. You go down the road, all the accidents is either them Punjabis or them Russians. One of them two. But
Is it because of the training, or I mean, it's
well, they're not getting trained. They coming over here buying license. Uh they just did a mass sting, and a lot of the Punjabis don't even have a license. They drive without license down the road. So I mean, it just these companies that's not even here in America. They operate from outside the country and just putting anybody in these trucks, making the money, and that's all it's about. Go down the road as fast as you can. You know, just like our brother uh 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 goddamn, what's our brother out of Bacon? Happy. He reposts so many of them dudes trucks. All they don't they buy the trucks and don't pay the note. They just run them as fast as they can until they go in the dirt, and they all up for repo. They never stop. All they want to do is make the money. I don't care how they do it. I know a lot of these Punjabi companies. If you don't have no license, they put you in it as long as you can drive.
well.
That's
Let me
it.
ask you this. Let me ask you this. Yes, they probably are the influx, but we should probably be more mad at the companies that's hiring them.
They
That
are they Punjabi owners.
Oh yeah.
oh,
They
they're
are
Yeah.
the owners too.
they are
Yeah.
Indians. They own them.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, if you guys ever follow anything about Thailand, you guys know I have a house there, and I'm heading back in November. And not to turn this into a racial issue, but the influx with Indians is 60% down in Thailand now. And they're opening up kebab shops, they're opening up Indian shops, and now there's starting to be tension. And I was watching an interview of a Thai reporter. He says, well, first of all, we can be mad at them, but it's Thailand that's letting them in. It's Thailand that's letting them open up businesses. And like you said, these companies are owned by Indians, and they're just getting them on the road without the training. I went and got my CDL, and then afterwards I decided I just didn't want to do it, but I was still happy that I got my CDL. I can only see your eyeglasses, twin.
Yep. Yep. No, I'm moving around.
Okay, I thought you was gonna do what the truck drivers do, but but
I moved the table down to the floor.
Now, now, who? A family passed away. Only one car hit him, or
Yeah,
Yeah, the
one car.
whole it was like four in there.
now he got arrested, correct? Because it wasn't
Oh
just,
yeah.
so he's
Well,
done.
yeah, he's done.
He's done.
He's cooked.
What are some situations that you, both you guys, have seen on the road where you were like, yeah, that was a bonehead. He did that on, he did that. What's some worst situations that you've seen physically?
What we talking about with them?
No, just in general.
Oh,
Now,
but I got a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
let's just call them truckers. Let's because we don't want YouTube to because once we turn it into a racial
Truckers.
thing,
Truckers. Okay, yeah, with truckers.
I've seen some that have in trucks. You know, your whole training is really about backing a truck up, being able to park it back into a spot between two other semis, even to back into a dock or back into an alley. I've seen some people that their peripheral, even looking at mirrors, you're thinking like, how did you not? But there's a lot of companies that goat is written on their goat is written on the trailer, and it's written on the mirror right down the side of the mirror. It says goat.
what does that mean?
Get out and look. Goal. Goal. I'm sorry. I said
Go.
goat, but it's goal. GOAL. Goal.
Get
On
out.
the side of the truck and on the right on the window it says goal. GOAL. Get out and look.
Okay.
And trucks already move slow. So when you pull in front of somebody and you're trying to back up, you're safe. You're better off getting out, walking back, and make sure you're in position to back up than to just back up because you're trying to get out of the way because you got traffic built up, and then you tear that truck up.
Now, have you seen? Have you actually watched a truck in mid accident, and you knew it was the trucker?
Yeah,
For instance,
I watched one a couple days ago that flipped. I was like, man, he must have been asleep. He was either asleep or he leaned over to grab something and lost control of it and hit that. Those medians sometimes are off, so when you hit that dip and it jerks the truck, you're doing 80, 75. You're just doing high speed on the freeway. You know, it's not sometimes in trying to overcorrect, that trailer will swing around on you and
so it's
shake.
that simple. It's easily that simple to flip that truck.
Oh yeah.
Now, what about you, Stump? What's something that you've seen that you just went, "Wow, that ain't no coming back from that."
Trucker runs smooth in the back end of somebody on the freeway, speeding, jumped out of the lane, speed, traffic stop, and I was right beside me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, you guys get pulled over constantly, checkpoint stuff like that, right? The way
No,
stations and all that.
I don't.
No.
no,
Honestly, I don't.
me either.
Oh, I thought that.
When you're driving down, you'll see stations that say all trucks pull in, but then there's those when you see those poles that go across the top, and you'll see those like white bars that are down, the white boxes that are hanging from them. They scan in truck, and some of them are pre-pass. So your all your information is there. So it'll tell you to bypass. It'll give you a green light to go past the just yep right there. What he's talking about. And it'll give you the green light to keep moving, or it'll red flag you and pull you in. Now maybe it's just checking your weight, uh, or they're going to tell you to take a bay, and then they're going to give you a level one inspection. You'll hope it's a level one because anything past that, they're going deeper into your truck.
Have you ever been shut down?
Ooh,
I have, yeah,
ooh, ooh. Yeah, me, I'm an outlaw. Of course, I've been hit.
yeah.
Now, now, what's something that you got shut down for?
This logbook I'm trying to do right now.
Well, walk me through that. What you mean? Because you got to log your hours, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the paper
I'm,
logs.
I'm
I,
trying
I
to fix
figured
it.
out a way to do it with the ELD.
I'm up
And
here
that's
trying to
got to
make
be
up some.
done every.
Yeah, every day I'm trying to make up some story times from what I did last week. But I hope that you know what I take that back, officer. It's done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Nah,
do
you
what
can
you need
leave it.
to
I
do.
don't care. You can leave it. Hey,
All
man.
right. Now, Twin, I know your story, but we'll start with Stomp and then we'll get back to you. Uh, Stomp, I know you. You know, we've known each other for some years, also, and you was a street dude, way before a trucker. You come from a pedigree of street dudes and bikers. Now, we all were in the same club together. You guys are still in the club. Stomp, you're retired, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
What year did you get into trucking?
Uh, End of '99.
So you've been in it 20, 26
25
years.
years. 25. Well, I got my license in 2000, but I was technically driving in like 98, 90, 99. My godfather taught me and a bunch of me, his son, a few homeboys how to drive. We used to drive his truck at night when he sleep. Did a mail run. That's how we learned how to drive. But yeah, 2000 when I officially got my license.
And what was the money like in 2000?
Shit, when I first started, I drove for a company. It sucked. But then after that, 2001 or two, and when I started doing my own thing, oh, it was lovely. I bought shit, two houses, oh, gravy, bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Now, the beautiful thing about trucking is a lot of cats, you know, when I was in prison would say, oh man, when I get out, which I wish they offered that program. They do in the feds, but they don't offer, they offer to get your written, your CDL in the feds. But in the state, they don't offer trucking classes. Really, they don't offer no rehabilitation. But I wish the state offered that, but you would hear cats say, man, when I get out of here, I'm going to trucking school. Is that something you would strong? Is it lucrative in 2025 to get your trucking license?
For somebody coming out of prison
Yeah.
all day.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And
Oh, we're moving.
okay,
I was like, oh, we're moving.
you was
Yeah.
look, you was looking like the Titanic was about to happen.
Well, because I don't see us moving out here out the water, but I'm looking at the mirror and I see the bridge moving in the
Uh,
way. I'm like, whoa.
now, Twin, you had an actual. If we could touch on it, but you had an awakening to go to trucking. We ain't got to get into unless you want to a little bit.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, without going in depth with it, but yeah, in 2021, I was a hustler. I hustled, made money, and I got in some trouble in 21, and I ended up beating the case. But before I beat the case, I had told the people in my circle, uh, if I get out of this, I'm going to get a legit job. I'm gonna drive CDL because at the time, someone had told me I had stories about the trucks and how money you could make. So it was like, what kind of man? How you make this kind of money? So I was like, oh, okay, well, it's shit, the truck game. But then also it was like, um, to be able to travel, see things that I hadn't seen, roads, highways, back roads, so that's what made me I was like, okay. And so I beat the case. I get my license and I go to so most schools are 4 weeks, 2 weeks in the classroom and two in the truck.
Yeah.
So after your second week, towards the end of it, they have all the Schneider, Warner, May, all these companies come in and they're looking for drivers. Swift.
Yeah.
And they tell you, what they can do for what they want for you, and then you sign on with them. And if you sign on with them, they actually pay you back. If you paid for school, they'll pay you back for working with them. It's like $60, but it's almost a year and a half to 2 years to even get you recoup your money you went. Or you can go like it'll just say Swift. Swift will train you, but you have to drive for them for a minimum of a year and a half to recoup their driving what they paid you to what they trained you.
Because
So
if you leave within that time, you owe them, correct?
you owe them.
Yeah.
Uh so then so then I'm gonna show you this before we pull out because the ship is pulled away from the dock, but it's completely turned around because that bridge I showed you. I was like, there's no way we're going under that bridge, but they're completely turning around.
Show us real quick what your trucking money pays for. He's on, he's on a cruise right now. Oh wow,
Yeah,
you were on
see
that bridge earlier.
the outlet. Yeah, the bridge is behind us, but you see, you can see the captain and all them up there in the ship,
Yeah.
and then this is the so this is the New Orleans side. I think that's Slidell. The dome. You can see the football stadium and the Pelican basketball stadium right there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the gangway we came in and walked up to get on the ship, and then that outlet collection Riverwalk. That's a mall right there.
Right.
But
And that
as you
was
see,
and and go ahead. That's beautiful.
no, you go ahead. I'm just showing you they turning.
And this cruise
But you
cost
see
you
the
about
bridge,
yeah, this cruise cost you about how much?
3,000.
And that's
But I
equal
mean,
to
I
five.
did. I mean, I got a suite, so I mean, the more obviously the nicer the room, the more you pay. But I mean, some of these rooms are like $5.99 per
Oh,
person.
But you know he got to
They're
get the best.
partying. They're
He got to
partying
get
up
the
there. You can't
best.
hear them. But
what you say, Stump?
He got to get the best. You know he got to be in the
Yeah,
best.
that's that's uh that's bougie milk.
Yeah.
See, that's not
see,
homogenized. That's
so
vitamin D.
that's the bridge. That's the bridge we were just facing that I showed you when I first talked to you.
Now the beauty is, again, this is paid for. This ain't street money no more. This is you driving. And Stump, how many hours a week do you drive?
Man, I don't. Ooh, a lot.
He said, "Man,
Yeah, a lot. A lot.
70 a week,
A lot, man.
a lot."
Because
Does it
I
does it does it make you miss riding your motorcycle?
no.
Not at all.
I don't even miss riding a motorcycle at all. I walk by that thing and throw rocks at it right now.
Is the bike with you?
Huh? No, my bike at home. I mean, when I go home, man,
Oh,
I ain't rode that bike. Whew, shit. I don't know. It's been a minute. Maybe 9 months, 8 months. Yeah.
now you own your company. Uh, you're owner operator, correct?
Yeah.
When do you get to go home?
Whenever I mean, I got a dedicated route, so I go up and back.
Right, but when you get to go home? Every night?
No, like when I do my run, I like 2 weeks, a
And then
week out and a week back.
you go home for how long?
Shit depends. Sometimes I go for a day because I load and go right back out. Sometimes I go home for 2 weeks. I was just home for a month and 2 weeks.
By, by, by choice?
No, that wasn't by choice. No,
That wasn't by choice. Now,
hell no. But
now,
no, normally I go home. I do like 2 runs. I go home for like a week or two. Just depends.
and do you notice now? You know, my daddy used to always say, "All money ain't good money." And are you working to live or living to work? Because if you just living to work, you're gonna burn out fast. Would you say you working to live and you love life? Like you don't have no complaints.
No, I'm working to live. I got to. Yeah, I'm working to live. I ain't got no complaints right now.
You live in you if you don't mind me, you in Vegas, Stump, or where do you
Yep.
live at?
Yep, in Vegas.
And is it just because it's more affordable, or you just like Vegas?
No, I mean, I just like Vegas, but Vegas is like California now. It's expensive as shit. It's expensive.
Yeah. I remember when I prospected for the club, I lived on the lakes. Twin found me a place on the lakes, and it was a beautiful 2-bedroom on the lake. See, when you say the lakes, you get dumbasses that's like, there ain't no lakes in Vegas. It's man-made lake. But it's called the lakes, right, Twin?
yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think the rent was like $1,100. Yesterday, when I started doing research for today's podcast, that same townhouse I stayed at is now 2,800.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah. Now, twin, you work how many hours a week?
Uh, I said 60, 70.
Whew. Now,
Again, these are the perks. Like, look, I was trying to show you this. This is what's going on right now. They partying out there on the Lido. That's the front. That's
oh,
the front of the chip.
can you go back to that? Can you control how you go back to the ship where people was partying?
Well, this is so. What it's showing you right now is we're in New Orleans, and we're going to Cozy Mill, and then so we're going to stay in the Gulf down here. So
But
this is where
can
we're
you go
at,
back to
and
can you
we're
go
going
back
to
to the ship?
Progresso. Yeah, it's the channel. It's gonna go out of here in a minute,
Okay. And how many
but it's
people would
just
you say
sure.
is on that? How many people would you say is on that boat right now?
Oh man, an easy 3,000 or more.
Can't do it. I've never been on a cruise. What about you, Stump?
No, never.
Man, y'all gotta do it. Oh, then y'all missing it. You gotta do it.
I
But
have
look,
no
well,
interest.
look. So that's where we were
Me
just
either.
at. We just turned around and we're going. We're gonna go through that canal.
Yeah, I have no
So
interest. People always ask me, have I done a cruise? And it ain't even on my bucket list.
I had went on a cruise for our honeymoon, and it was one of those. See,
Yeah, see, that would drive me nuts. That many folks would drive me crazy. I'd stay in my room the whole time.
look, we picking up speed now. We moving way.
Going a whole, what do they call it? Knots? Going 20 knots, 100 knots.
Yeah.
Nah, look, I'm not, I think it's a beautiful thing that you could do that. Now, what happens when you go on vacation? When you guys go on vacation, like that month and a couple weeks, how did that affect your money, Stump? Because you don't have nobody doing that route.
Ain't no money coming in. If the wheel's not turning, you ain't earning. Truck sitting.
Yeah, yeah,
And
true
does
that.
that does that company give you the do they give you the privilege of taking that time off, or you do got to worry about your job?
Well, the
You
truck is mine.
honestly,
I mean,
yeah, for him the truck is his. But even I mean, it's been
Right,
so
but
long for him, he ain't
it's a
remember. But when
it's a
any
gamble.
company you drive for, most of them want you to stay out 3 weeks to get 2 weeks to get 2 days off.
Okay,
So for every week you put in, they don't want you to take a week out and then a week and then a day off. They want you to stay a minimum out of 2 weeks to three, and then when you come home, you can stay home 2 to 3 days, then back on the road. They want those trucks. In order for you to keep your truck, if they assign you a truck, they want that truck moving versus sitting in their yard waiting for you to come back. So they're going to tell you, take a couple of days off and come on back. But I mean, again, then the pay scale. So what I was making when I first started driving, I think I was doing like 43, 47 cents a mile, which for me, again, coming out of the hustle game, you're like, this is crumbs. But I looked at it more as I get to travel. I'm going places that I would never see. I'm seeing roads, highways, back areas. I'm going through cities and towns that I would never see. Even with club stuff, when we go rides on places, there's back roads that I would never have took on the bike, but in these trucks, I go places. So to me, it was a bonus. Let me travel. But that specific company kept me up in the Western 11. So you have OTR over the road, all 48. Then you have lanes like dedicated runs, your route you run just straight one to A to B. Then you got areas, regions that will be tri-state, Western 11, uh, Eastern 11. Um, so there's a lot of places that even in like the strawberries, California strawberry. I've taken strawberries as far as Maine. But there's strawberries that are grown in the bottom of Texas and in
yeah,
Florida. So you don't have to, Maine doesn't have to get its strawberries from California. They can get them from Florida or from Texas. Same thing with Missouri. They don't have to come from California. But a lot of the game with anything is the soil, the how they grow stuff is plays into it. But when you working for these companies, they want you to obviously stay in the truck.
Now, when somebody's saying, I want to be a trucker, like you said, there's over the road, there's local, there's like Shadow, one of the biggest companies is Shamrock. Have you heard of Shamrock, Stump?
Yeah.
So Shadow worked for Shamrock for 26 years. 26 years. And he didn't just drive, he actually had to unload the truck too.
Yeah, I live load. I
And
don't touch load.
at his 26th year, he was only making about 25 bucks an hour. And he quit. Yeah, well, he quit, and now he's with a company that he likes. But he told me you got to be real careful because they will play with your money. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah, you got England. Hmm. Now, Stump, your money is based on, again, you own the truck, so your money can only be played with as if you're not on the road.
Right. But I haul for the same people. I only haul for two brokers from the east and from the west. Same people. That's
You've been
it.
doing that for how long?
I've been dealing with these people 17 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, before this, again, because I personally know you, we all come from that street hustle. I don't miss the street hustle whatsoever. Are there times when you like, man, I could just go back to the streets, but that don't even cross your mind?
Nope.
Not
Man,
even a
these people ain't playing fair out there. I'm staying right here.
the football. They throwing football numbers out now.
Man, yeah.
Yeah. Twin, I remember when you started trucking, you were never home. Never. You would be on the road for that first company sometime 3, 4 months, right? Right. Did we lose them? Did we lose them, Stump?
Yeah, he trying to reconnect.
Um, Now you've owned your truck for how long,
This
Stump?
truck here, this a new truck. This is 2023. I had this for a couple of years, few years now.
And if you don't mind me asking, what did that truck cost?
It was 289,000.
Ugh, good. That's just the truck, not the trailer, nothing.
No, just the truck. Just the truck.
Does it does
289.
it come does it come with a jacuzzi? I mean, does it does
Nope.
it
It's just the Peterbilt. I mean, it's like a Rolls Royce.
is it a kitchen in there?
Nah, but I got a stove in there that I bought. I mean, I got my little stuff now. It's just like it's the model of the truck, you know, the long hood. Everybody wants the long hood, but everybody can't drive a long hood.
What does that mean, long hood?
That big old long hood to sit way out there.
Oh. Now, right now, you're sitting because you're waiting on another, or you just
No,
in your downtime.
no, I'm loaded. I'm just sitting.
And when do you get on the road?
When I'm done with when I get off here, I'm
And you got to go to where?
back to California.
And then to drop off or to
Yep,
pick up?
not to drop off. Back to
What would you
California.
say? This might seem like a redundant question, but and we probably lost Milk because now they out to sea, so we ain't gonna get him back. But I want to wind this down. Being a one percenter, because again, we all come from the motorcycle world, from the street world, the gangbanging world. I remember when me and you up in Fresno on a run. Remember when the Vagos were there? Saw the Vagos at that hotel we were
hmm
at,
hmm
and me and you went across the street, and there was another club, and the dude was kind of mad dogging you. So when I came across the street, you was like, "Yeah, the dude right there," and you know, you was ready, and I had to talk you down. I'm like, "Look, man, he just giving off the energy of him, playing a, whose dick is bigger," and we were at the gas station, and our hotel was back across the street. And I remember you like, you know what, thank you, because I was ready to smash, but I got to be at work on Monday. Is it where your mind is and the job that makes you go, man, let me just, because I'm sure there's times you want to smash, but what is it that keeps you on the straight and narrow now?
I mean, when you're dealing with the club life, I mean, you already know what you in for. So I mean, uh, I guess it's been sometime been mature, but before then I was just wild. I didn't care, you know. It was what it was, but now I look at it more like I got more. I got my little grandbaby now. I just got more stuff to look out for. So I mean, I kind of think more level headed. Try to do it more with the brain instead of the fist.
Well, because they assume as one percenters, we out selling dope, because you got to be hauling pounds and pounds of meth or whatever, and
Right,
and and you know, I push to show that nah, that's individuals that choose to do stupid ish. You have chosen a route of, what people don't think one percenters are. And that's just a hardworking owner, a businessman.
right. But that's their persona. But I was just having this conversation with some matter of fact. It was a detective. I was telling him. I said, you see, y'all think that one percenter when a brother join an outlaw motorcycle club, that y'all think automatically they criminals. I'm gonna tell you what a real one percenter is. A truly real outlaw one percenter is a family man, a working man, a caring man, just a real live man. Because a true outlaw, and I don't care what nobody says, however they feel, a true outlaw biker. Majority of these outlaw clubs, they party during the day. But by 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, they done in the house.
That part.
They done.
That part.
They back at home with their family.
Yeah.
But
Well,
again, they always think the diamond mean that you out here killing, and that don't mean that, man.
no,
That
it
does
doesn't.
not mean that.
I always tell people, what you choose to do before you get that diamond or after that diamond, that's just in you to be a dumbass to do that. And we were at one time, we were dumbasses. We ain't, we ain't choir boys. But at some point, you come to realization whether if I choose to ride whichever motorcycle I feel like, nothing's stopping me because I'm not worried about. Let me tell you something. I was in my Benz heading to go see my brothers from the Pagans about 3 weeks ago. And they were in an area I'd never been to, Stump. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is one of them areas. And I'm in a, S class Benz, and I get pulled over. I'm leaving, and I caught myself being so overly polite to this police officer because I just got the Benz and I hadn't put insurance on it yet. And in
Right.
Arizona, you know, because you lived here before, Arizona, you ain't got no insurance on your car or bike. They taking it right then and there. And I let him ask me, where was I coming from? Where was I going? What was I doing? Normally I'd be like, man, I don't answer questions. But the reality was, do I want to go to jail or do I want to go home with my car? And then he asked me, do you have any weapons in the car? And I got my gun rights back in 2017. And then I got my level 1 fingerprint card this year. And it felt so good to say, yeah, I do. He said, where's it at? I said, it's on my left side. He said, okay, just leave it there. Now, if I didn't have my gun rights back, you and I both know he would have went to his car, ran me and said, hey, man, can you do me a favor, step out the car?
Right. Right.
There's a smarter way in life to where you just say, look, man, maybe it's me that was doing all the effing up. And, start me and you go back at least over 15 years. And there was a time when, even when, I owned my restaurant, you were driving, we still wasn't on the straight and narrow yet.
Hmm.
And it feels good to know that we've left any negativity behind us. It's okay to be a nerd. I live like a nerd now. You know what
Nothing
I
wrong
mean?
with it.
Nuh-uh. Nah, man, a nerd. Look, when I go back to Thailand in November, and people go, what you going to Thailand for? You know what my answer is? Because I can. That's
Right.
it. Because I can. What's happening in Thailand? Nothing. What you going for? Because I can. You know. What was the last before we wind this down, what was the last vacation you took, Stump?
Man, I ain't took a vacation. My wife been on me about that. I ain't took a vacation ever. I haven't even left the States in a long time. It's been a long time.
You got your passport back?
Nope. I got to do it. I was
Get your
supposed to be.
passport, bro.
Yeah.
Get your passport, Stump. I've been in the last 3 years. I've been to Egypt. I've been to Germany. I've been to Paris. I've been to Thailand. I moved to Thailand. I've been to Sweden. I've been to England, and I've probably easily spent 300,000 just living life in the last few years, and I don't regret none of it because where we come from, we don't always get this opportunity. So make sure you take some time, brother, because you don't get this time back.
Right. That's true.
What suggestion would you give anybody that's thinking about getting into the trucking life?
Hey, just go for it, man. I mean, if you're not living good, it'll provide a good living for you. You got to stick with it. Got to crawl before you walk.
Because the first year or so, like my,
It's
my
tough.
boy Casanova, I got a partner named Casanova that's a Thunder Guard. He's in training and he's only bringing home probably 500 or 600 a week.
Yeah, it's tough.
And I said, "How is it?" He says, "You know what, man? All I got to do is stomach this guy I'm on the road with for 6 weeks or whatever." And he goes, "I don't pay for nothing, you know." And what's time period? How long before the money gets decent?
I mean, depending on what you're looking for. Like, uh, he get on his own, and he start running right. Probably, about maybe a year or so, money start going up. You got to get that experience in. 'Cause they only gonna pay
Yeah.
according to the experience. So, or you might get lucky, have a homeboy that own the truck. Might just throw you in it, and you get money like that. But yeah,
Well, brother, I know you got to get on the road, and we see Mr. Milk is out. He just texted me. He said, "Yeah, kicked his internet off." I said, "Man, this was a great episode. I'm glad we was able to do this, but me and you got to do it again and just do one about the motorcycle life."